Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. My name is Danielle K. Anderson. Welcome to Living Your Purpose. Tonight's topic is listening to your inner voice, and we're going to introduce ourselves. Again, my name is Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I am an entrepreneur, makeup artist, interfaith minister, speaker, coach, and counselor. And visually to my right.
Yes, what's going on, everybody? It's SJ from Inner Soul Development. That's right, Inner Soul Development. I am a personal life coach and transformational speaker. What I do is I help you get off your autopilot, take you off course to your greater self. I am the person that will help you find that missing piece to your puzzle called life. And you can see me at www.innersouldevelopment.com, as you see right there, right? And make sure you join the mailing list and love on me so I can love on you, okay?
I love that pitch. You perfected that. Perfecto. My name is Jamila Corbett. I'm an entrepreneur and brand strategist, and I help you authentically communicate your message and your value to the rest of the world. And I'd like to personally welcome you to today's episode of Living Your Purpose, listening to your inner voice. And what are we talking about today? We're talking about that little voice inside of you that says what you're supposed to do. But sometimes we question it. We question that voice because it may not necessarily be the thing that we want to do, our ego want to do. So it's that inner voice is God, the universe, your higher self, whatever you want to call that inner voice. That is the voice that whispers, that small whisper in your ear that says, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. But it could go against with what you actually want to do. So
right.
with that being said, I always make it a point to listen to my inner voice, especially, like when I decided to quit my job, to chase my dreams, my inner voice told me to do it. But my ego was like, no, don't do that. You need to stay at your comfortable job and just stick it out. So as a result, I listened to my inner voice, and I was able to take that leap of faith and quit. Right. So when you do that right there, the universe conspires to help you achieve your mission, to help you achieve your goal. Now, with that being said, I have an announcement tonight. Tonight will officially be my last day as a co-host for Living Your Purpose. And why is that? Is because my inner voice is telling me that I need to focus my efforts elsewhere, and that it's been awesome. It's been awesome here. The ride has been awesome, but I have to, I don't want to go. I don't want to leave, but I got to go right now. And I'll be hopping in and out. But it's one of those situations where you spread yourself too thin. And when you spread yourself too thin, you're not able to devote that energy necessary in order to make whatever that thing you're doing successful. So that's one of the things. Don't spread yourself too thin, and listen to that voice inside of you. And I love you guys, and I support wholeheartedly Living Your Purpose. But today I'm stepping down officially as a co-host. Just as a co-host, I'll be, hopping in and out, and I still love you guys, and I wish you all the best of luck. So listen to your inner voice always.
Absolutely. You got to do that. You got to do that. It takes a lot of courage, and it takes a lot of getting in tune with yourself for you to actually be able to make those decisions, because it's the same thing with me. I was working a sales job. I was good at selling. I could sell water to a well, but it really wasn't what I really wanted to do in life. And I had to actually come into conclusion as, being, going to my inner self, and sometimes intuition can really, it could be really hard on the belly. Sometimes it comes at you like, no, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's quiet, but it's really interesting. It's really good, and it takes a lot of courage for a person to actually listen to it and follow their dreams. And that's what, and we give her much love, and I'm sure she's, going to do great things, and she's still going to be here. But
I'm still gonna be in that.
We want her to grow. We want her to, we want her to live her purpose, right? That's the whole thing of the whole scope of the show is living your purpose. And we as coaches, and we as whatever we are, we still have to follow our journey. So we love it. We wish her the best. Definitely.
Most definitely. You know, my grandmother had a saying. She would say, "Trust your first mind." William, I see you trying to come in. Just give me a moment while we're doing this introduction kind of thing. I appreciate you. So, yeah, she said, trust your first mind. So it means like whatever is like in your gut telling you your first instinct, that's usually the first thing that you need to do, the right thing to do. So I totally understand. I've had to step. People have been questioning me. Where have you been? What's going on? Look, I need a break. I do a lot. I do
I'm
a
one
lot
of those
things.
people that was like, where are you at? Where you at,
Right.
Danielle?
Where's Danielle at? Is Danielle on Periscope? Is Danielle on Blad? Where are you all at? So, I mean, you have to take a step back sometimes and refocus and your energy and all of that kind of thing. So again, you know, Jamila's not gone.
I'm not gone. I'm just hopping. I'll be back in and out. Yeah, I'm stepping back as a co-host. So I will be in the host, but just in another capacity. Just in another capacity, you guys. So again, I'm actually going to step out of the seat and let you guys continue on. I wish you guys the best of luck. Again, for everyone entering in the host, my name is Jamila Corbett. I'm an entrepreneur and brand strategist, and I help you authentically communicate your message and your value to the rest of the world. And if you're just now entering, I was just saying how you have to follow your inner voice. And one of those things that I'm taking my own advice, and I'm stepping down as a co-host today from Living Your Purpose. But I'm stepping down as a co-host. I'm not stepping down from the broadcast. So again, I love you guys. Wish you guys the best of luck, and you can hit me on Twitter and on Periscope at the same name, Jamila Corbett, JamilahCorbett. Boom! And with that, I bid you adieu.
Love you.
Yeah. So I think that was great. Like I said, it's all about because sometimes we have intuition is one of the higher faculties that we always ignore.
Yeah.
We always ignore the intuition and sometimes the intuition is very strong and we still ignore it because we're comfortable where we are in the space of time, and it also allows us to, with that intuition pounding at the door, telling you to, make some changes. Sometimes that change is kind of scary. So we've always dropped the ball when it comes to intuition. I don't know. We always drop the ball. We always do. That's we always do. And perception. That's both of those higher faculties that we have. We always ignore it.
It's important to pay attention to yourself, pay attention to your body and your heart, because it we may have in our mind something that we want to do, something that we feel, we think might be the right thing to do. And it's not always the case. It might be a societal thing. Like, you have this good job and you're stable and all that type of stuff. But if your heart isn't in it, it's not for you. And it's not the right thing to do, because you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be fulfilled. So you have to listen to that voice inside of you, that pull, feel it, and go in that direction to make sure that what's on your heart is the right thing to do. Because it'll turn out that sometimes something that you had no idea, will come upon you, and opportunities can be open to you. So it is integral and important and necessary to be in tune with yourself and pay attention to your heart, pay attention to your inner wants and desires, not the stuff that's on the outside, the fancy things, but listen to what's inside. And it might be hard for you to take that journey, but you can never get there if you don't take that step of listening. Absolutely. And honoring. I want to thank everybody else who has joined us this evening. Definitely. You guys are always welcome. I see, who do I see? Ravel, Coach Leah, Jay Mugga, everybody. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm always pleased when you guys are here. So if anybody, I'm going to unlock the seat now. So if anybody has any questions or input that they would like to add to the conversation of listening to the inner voice, please jump in. And this is the love seat. Let us love on you and share. And if you have any questions for either of us, SJ or myself, please do feel free. Or this is going to be a really short show.
Well, it's funny because intuition, or that inner voice, is your inner guide. Everybody has it. Everyone has it. It's just that people have not tapped into it. It's very important that you tap into it because, like I said, it's all about your journey. It's all about making your, finding your life purpose and doing your life purpose. I mean, like I said before, me being a salesperson for like 13, 14 years, I did not like what I was doing. I didn't like the politics of it. I didn't like the whole idea of it. I was good at it, but I just didn't like it. What I love to do is what I'm doing right now. And it took me to actually meditate and get into myself and to study me to be able to hear that voice, because that voice was always there as I was doing my next sale, as I was doing my next gig, whatever the case may be. My intuition, me saying, I really don't like this. That intuition right there, it was pounding at the door, but I just was like, I need my check. I need to make sure I pay these bills, and so I'm going to continue doing what I don't like to do. What you have to do is actually step outside of yourself, because what happens is, I don't know if you guys know about the law of correspondence, but whatever is happening in your outside world is actually happening in your inner world. So and my outside world was chaotic because I didn't like what I was doing. So now that I found peace and I actually like layered myself, almost dead skin, kind of like cleansed myself, I know exactly what my life purpose is, and I love it. And my intuition is more of a guide for the next person that I'm going to help.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about.
So we have a question. How do you know the difference between the real voice and the overprotective subconscious voice that stops and sabotages? That's an excellent question. The real voice makes you feel good.
Yes.
And the protective voice makes you feel stifled and just stuck in that box of, again, like doing the right thing, doing the thing that you're supposed to do according to whatever situation is around you, whatever people are around you. You have to know the difference, or you can know the difference by how you feel. The thing that your desire is going to make you feel good when you think about it and all of that. When you think about the thing that you gotta do, you have to do, the protective stay in your lane one is going to make you feel stuck. It's a really, it's an internal physical, it's a real physical thing. So that's one way. The best way really is to make that distinction.
And with that overprotective subconscious voice, what that is that's your conditioning. That's your conditioning. That's that paradigm. So what it is that if it's not making you take the steps that you should take, because we do a lot of we must, but we never do what we should, right? So everything, if it's overprotective and moving you to the next level of greatness, then that's just your conditioning stifling you and stopping you. Now, the inner voice is basically a cleanse. It's actually telling you, listen, this is what you need to do. Sometimes we suppress that inner voice. We don't want to hear sometimes we don't want to hear what we really need to do, right? Mm-hmm. So it's there as a guide for joy. It makes you feel good that, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to feel this type of way. And the universe is going to help and support that. But that overprotective subconscious voice, that's just your paradigm, keeping you in the same autopilot, okay, and not bringing you off course to your greatest self, which I do.
We've got a caller.
Jobo.
Wait for it. Come on. Oh, dang it, Jobo. Refresh, please. Try again. Try it again. Refresh and try again. And David just came in the building. That's what's up. That makes me happy. Actually, Jamila and I met up with David and his girlfriend. And we had another citizen of Crazy Town come in, and we met up, and it was a really cool thing. How late are you? A few minutes. You missed Jamila, but yeah.
But you're
still here in time. We're talking about, for anybody who just is joining us, we're talking about listening to your inner voice and how powerful that is in your life. You have to be able to be in tune with yourself.
And that's the first growth.
Tune with yourself.
Yeah.
In order to go and live in your purpose the right way.
Yeah.
All right, Joba. Hey,
What's going on?
welcome.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Yeah, man, I love this show on Sundays, man, at 6 p.m., baby. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy.
He's
Oh,
always bringing the energy.
yes.
SJ and the lovely Danielle K. Anderson. Google that.
Hi.
Google that.
Yes.
Google.
You might have like 3 or 4 pages when you Google it because she's
Right? Exactly. She's like multiple,
like continue,
yeah, right.
It's not.
Continue looking and keep looking. Don't forget to visit Crazy Town. Don't forget that.
Wow, you guys,
Yes.
thank you for that.
Yes, and Crazy Town is awesome. You guys need to definitely support that. Because it's giving back and showing love, and that's all that is. The universe is all about love. But Joba, how have you followed or listened to your inner voice, brother?
Well, that's a great question. I am a book of a lot of stories. But like I was saying, I was always, my grandmother raised me. I am a grandmother's grandson at the same time. And everybody on my family member used to be like, hey, you're always going to be under the wing or under the protection of living with your grandma. And then what are you going to do when God acts for her? You know what I mean? What are you going to do when she's gone? You know what I mean? You're going to be like freaking out. You're going to be like, oh my God, what do I do now that she's not here? So I told my inner voice or my inner soul, mind, and everything else was like, listen, Joba, you can't wait till the last minute. You got to do this now. You got to get into it now. So you have to take the right steps to be alone and to live on your own and separate yourself from your grandmother. You know what I mean? Before it's too late. And then, you know, I went to Norwalk Housing or whatever the case may be. I went to housing and I started living on my own. I said, you know what? I'm going to step up to the plate and I'm going to get my own place. I'm going to get my own stuff and my own situation. And I'm just going to separate a little bit from, you know, what I've known for 24 and a half years of my life, which is always grandma and always going to her to depend on her and everything else. And I just listened to my inner voice and I just went for it. And now I'm by myself, and it's been for like, what, 3 years now that I've been solo. So just by listening to the inner voice.
Yeah, but did you find that hard to do at one point, or was it an easy journey for that, or did you kind of like already knew and was committed to it?
Well, in the beginning, you know what I mean? It's like when you first start something, that's, you know, when it's the first time where you always are with somebody and know that there's somebody there, it was kind of scary because I remember the first day or the second day that I moved in, at my window, somebody was trying to come in through my window and trying to steal stuff from me and everything else, even though I was on my Puerto Rican / black sense. But you know, I was kind of scared at first. I was like, oh my God, can I erase this? Can I go back towards back to my grandma so she could save me? But then I'm like, you know what? No, this is part of growing. This is part of, you know, of listening to your inner voice, and part of being independent, and part of being by yourself and stuff like that. So I said, F this, man. I'm going forward.
That's incredible. I mean, that is always hard, just making big changes like that, especially when it's separating yourself from what you've known your whole life.
Absolutely.
It is scary, but it is also, like I said, it's very important. Some people are much older than you or even me or even SJ and still living at home because they're scared of what might happen, and they're told that they gotta be here or something is keeping them there. It may be fear of failure, fear of success, fear of leaving people alone or whatever, but you have to do the thing that is the best for you, and listening to that inner voice is the way to do it. Now, Diana, I did answer the question earlier, but I guess you missed it. So I'll just recap. The question was, how do you tell the difference between your inner voice and your subconscious overprotective voice? And the answer to that I had was the real inner voice is the one that makes you feel good. When you think about whatever that subject is, that's the one that makes you feel good and proud. The other one is the one that makes you feel stuck and safe. I mean, that's just, it's more about feeling safe and knowing where you are and being stable, but that's not always the way to go. Just security and success are not always the same thing. And you'll never be successful, because success is the measurement of joy, not of things or money. Right. You can have all the money and things in the world that you want, that you think you want, to look nice, to show off, but that just shows how much money you have. Your success is determined by how you feel and how you're able to give to other people. If you're working your tail off constantly so that you can get the stuff and provide, for your family, all of this is important. But if you're not feeling the joy, if you're not able to give joy, if you're not able to spend quality time with your family, then you're not successful. So that inner voice is the real inner voice is the one that's going to make you feel happy and proud. And it's not always going to be easy to follow it, but you have to do it. It is important, integral, it's necessary.
Right. And like I said, that when you have a overprotective, what is it overprotecting you to do? It's overprotective for you to not make a step, to say, I can't go in this direction because it makes me feel uncomfortable because I'm in this vibration. I'm going to stay, I've been this way for the longest. So to be overprotective is to shield you from something greater, or to shield you from making a move outside of the norm. Okay? So like Danielle said, it's a feeling that makes you feel good. Now, mind you that this feeling, intuition, perception, all those higher qualities are God-given. So that inner voice knows your strength. It knows how powerful you are. So we don't use it. And like I said, successful people go hand in hand. I mean, they use the intuition when it comes to even really business associates or a business venture that they're trying to do. They'll use that inner voice and say, you know what? I feel this type of way. I'm going to go this direction. And it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage, but you have it. You have that courage. That's the icing on the cake. You have that courage to do it.
And that voice is in many other things, not just business, not just say educating yourself or moving forward, in relationships as well. You know, a woman's intuition is dangerous thing to mess with, right? But a lot of times we don't, as men or women, we don't follow that pull in our stomach, that feeling in our stomach. We just like kind of wave it off sometimes, and we put off confronting the thing because we don't want confrontation. We're scared that if we confront this, then it's going to have to be over. And what happens if it's over? Now I have to start again. I have to find somebody else. I have to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Look, if you can't be alone with yourself, there's no point in you being with anybody else. If you don't love you, if you don't feel safe and secure in you, then being with somebody else is just going to be detrimental to both of you. So you have to listen to that voice. If something's wrong, find out what it is. Don't just say, I don't want to rock the boat. Screw that. Rock it, capsize it, get out the boat and jump in the water, swim away if you have to. But and it could be the opposite. It could be a really good thing. And you say, I don't know. I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to, but this could be that person who helps you come out of that thing. So just listen to yourself in everything. And when it's for you, for another person, for your business, for whatever good works it is that you want to do, don't let anybody on the outside influence what's going on in the inside. Trust your first mind. Go with your gut, not with what you know, because what you know may not be good for you.
Because going back to what I said about earlier, that I could have been like a family member of mine that is 50-something years old and they still live with my grandma, and I'm like, how the heck do you have 50-something years old? You're 50-something years old, bro, and you still living at home with mom? It's like, are you serious, bro? Like, I am definitely. I know you have kids of your own and everything else. You already started your family and whatever the case might be. But you know what I mean? It's like, if I want to if I want to get farther, or if I want my own family, or if I want my own thing, I gotta like branch out. And it's like a lot of people told me, like, hey, what about this? What about that? Well, you're gonna invite people. You never know. I'm like, listen, let me find out on my own damn self. You know what I mean? Because if I don't find out on my own dang self, then I'm never gonna find out what's what. You understand what I'm saying? So if I mess up, let me mess up on my own self. You understand? Let me not tell me, hey, you're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up. Because when you tell somebody you're gonna mess up, it's motivational in a way, because you're telling them, I'm gonna prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove your behind wrong, because I know I'm gonna be right, and I'm gonna be right, and I'm gonna be successful, and I'm gonna keep moving forward, and you ain't gonna stop me.
I know that's right.
That's right.
I'm sorry, just a quick off the cuff kind of thing. Joba, what's that you're wearing?
Oh, that's very good that you ask. This is the Nightly Scope Show, another great show that I met. Matter of fact, I met Danielle on that show, matter of fact, and a lot of other great people I've met from that show. They do it on Periscope, not on Blab, but I try to convince them to bring it over here sometimes. And it's just a great group, or a great people that it's Monday through Saturday, 10:15 to 10:30 Central Standard Time. Sal Jonas Martinez and Ryan Kettering on Periscope, and yeah, it's just they talk about motivational and different situations of that sort.
Fantastic, thank you for that. David said, "Yep, you met him there too."
Yeah, I met David Brumaru. The show too as well.
Those are. I watched the show. It was a great platform to get you motivated. I mean, like I said, these are platforms that everybody can actually derive information that would help them move the next step. We all know that we need to move in progress, but how do we do that? How do we get in line to start doing that? Now, mind you, your intuition that's telling you to do this is going to have to change or alter whatever you've been doing. It's gonna alter it. It's gonna alter it. But change and progress is difficult, but success is everlasting, eternal. So there's always a what do you call it? There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But when you get to that light, you will become a new you. And that's what living your purpose is all about. That's why intuition you've got to use. You got to use. We have it. And how do you get your intuition? Is by meditating. Meditation.
Right.
Speaking to yourself. Meditating is very important. That will bring that intuition to the surface. Okay? And then you could be able to, it could be a voice, you could be hearing a voice, however it may be, but it's something that you need to do on a daily to get in tune with yourself. So that's important.
Right. And I want to clarify, a lot of times people get overwhelmed by the thought of meditation. You have to sit in a certain position and close your eyes and be still and all that. Look, meditation is very simple. I think I'm going to do a scope about this, meditative moments. Sometimes it's just a moment. Yes. Of just being still and being quiet. It can be 5 minutes, 30 seconds can be a meditation while you're doing your laundry or your housework, as long as you're being still in your mind.
Sorry to cut you off, host, but I think you already did that. But if you want to just do
No, I didn't. No. It was a different thing, but I'm going to be... Look who pays attention to stuff. But no, I'll get into more detail. But yeah, it's just about getting your mind to the place where you don't have to think about anything else and let the information come to you, and you'll find clarity there. You will find clarity there, and your voice will speak louder to you when you're being still and quiet and in meditation.
That's why they say silence is golden.
That was the title of my scope that he was talking about.
Oh, okay. So that's even better. See, silence it's the truth, though. It's absolutely the truth. And if Danielle would be so nice to put together a meditation series or somewhere you can meditate, because like I said, some people just don't know. But
right.
these are techniques that can help you become successful, because everybody wants to be successful. Everybody in this room wants to be successful, but it doesn't happen like Minute Rice. You have to get in tune with yourself. So if you have that specialized knowledge, Danielle, to be able to show them how to meditate in any way, because how I do it is totally different than how everybody else does it.
Right.
Okay? How I do it, it could be crazy to you. How I do it is too long.
Mm-hmm.
But I do it until I feel 100% complete. I do it in the shower because water, I feel, is cleansing.
Yes.
Water cleanses the soul. So there's different ways in order to meditate, but that will help those higher qualities, like I said, intuition, perception, all those. You'll get a clarity of those things, and then you could become successful. That's what we want to do. We want you to live in your purpose, but we just don't want to tell you live in your purpose. We want to show you, and that's one of the good techniques.
Exactly. Somebody do me a favor. Give me a time check on the East Coast, please.
It is 6:35.
Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good.
You're doing great.
I actually do offer guided meditation. So that is a thing. I didn't know we were going there, but
no, but yeah. I think it's great though, Danielle. I think it's beautiful because some people just don't know how to.
That's absolutely true.
They're so busy with life, their mind is like, sometimes you ever had where you're laying down and you're telling your mind to stop because it's too much.
Yeah.
It's like so noisy in your head.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
That's what most 89 and 90% of people go through. So to tell you to meditate is like, what? I got to shut Con Ed or PSE&G or whatever the hell down? No, I don't know how to do that. So we need people who have specialized knowledge in that factor to be able to show you, just a quick something so that you could be able to enjoy meditating, because you're going to enjoy it. It's not
if you do it right.
Exercise. Well, sometimes I go to the gym and there's certain exercise like legs I hate to do. But I know it's essential. I know it's essential for me to do it. But this is essential for you to do it because we want you to become successful. That's the key. That's the key.
Right.
We want you to live in your purpose and become successful.
Right. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. Let's just reintroduce ourselves.
Yes.
Shall we? As the hosts, I am Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I'm an entrepreneur, interfaith minister, Toastmaster, speaker, counselor, coach, and many other things. And it is my purpose to help you find and live in your own purpose. And my co-host is the one and only
SJ from Inner Soul Development. That's my Inner Soul Development. I am a personal life coach. I'm more than just a coach. I'm an innovator. I'm an influencer. I'm a teacher. I love to love on you. That's what I do. And I help you get off your autopilot, take you off course to your greater self. I find that missing piece to your puzzle called life. It's not a maze, guys. There's an exit. There's always an exit. So definitely follow me on Periscope as well as Blab. You see that Inner Soul Development right there? Please.
And Twitter.
Get it up. And if you got to close your eyes, Danielle, no, for real. If you got to close your eyes and remember all the things that you do, because you have a lot. You're like,
it's different every time because I have to remember, what am I going to say?
I'm awesome. But we love her. What's up, Joby? What do you do?
What up, man? It's the one, the only J Mugga TV. Well, you already know what it is, man. I just, you know what I mean? I'm J Mugga everywhere. J Mugga on Twitter. J Mugga on here. J Mugga on Periscope. And just follow me everywhere.
And YouTube.
And then YouTube, and of course, J Mugga everywhere, especially on YouTube. I do vlogs and everything else. And you know what I mean? If anybody needs somebody to listen to, if you want to talk to somebody, if you just need somebody to vent to, I don't know, anything that you need help on, I'll try to convert myself into helping you or you anybody into doing so.
He's trying to take our business, SJ.
So, yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, there is another love seat open and available. If anybody else has any questions, comments, input, You're very active in the chat, and I appreciate you for that. But we love to see your lovely faces. That's what makes Blab such an interesting thing. Oh, look who we have here. It's Chuck Bartok.
Well, I don't know about the face. I mean, we're stretching reality here.
No. Listen, let me tell you something. As long as your face has blood in it, it's able to move. It's lovely.
Yes, love it.
Hey, I just love I love the topic, and that's what I do. Is I love to search Blab and headlines and topics that are of interest to me. I always like to come in and listen, and I think the three of you are handling things pretty well. What you're talking about is something I've had the privilege of working with people for the last 5.5 decades. And
Wow.
It's fun to see your peer group and people who joined up with you many years ago, enjoying the comfort of a life that they have control of. And of course, what everybody did is they completely removed any social pressure from their subconscious and realize that they are the person in control and remain that way. It's so easy to get a lot put in, as we all know. So anyway, I'm just excited because I'm finding more and more, especially younger people, that are finally waking up and realizing the power from within and living a life of their true, authentic self, not somebody's model. Our children did not grow up that way. Our grandchildren did not, and our great-grandchildren now are following the same path. So it's not difficult. It's just that you have to set different priorities, as you well know.
Right.
Right. Well,
But anyway,
I do appreciate that.
This is exciting. I think Blab has got a real purpose and meaning. It's going to grow, obviously. There's some trash filtering in.
Well,
but you can weed that out pretty easily, you know. Yeah. So where are you located? Living Your Purpose obviously has a name, which I don't know.
Right. This is our the show's official tagline. I am Danielle.
Oh, okay. I see. You created a Twitter account under
Yes,
that name.
we did. So
Okay,
it's easier to
very good.
follow instead of having multiple
Right.
hosts trying to catch up. So
Right.
my name is Danielle K. Anderson. I'm also known as Danielle the VP. That's my normal handle.
All
And
right,
I am
very good.
just outside of Washington, D.C.
Right.
Lovely place where everybody is extremely wealthy and doing well.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
And SJ Developments is a dynamic coach, but obviously SJ Development has a name also.
Yes, my name is SJ actually, and
Great.
I am
Fantastic.
a personal life coach and transformational speaker, which I am in the East Coast, so
Uh-huh.
state area,
Very good.
New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. I'm around in the East Coast, and just teaching people and loving on people and showing them how they can live in their purpose. Is a great way. I mean, it's not as let's say it's not as big, right? Big. Personal development was never a big thing, but now it's starting to get a little bit more I say gas, so to speak. So people they really want to know how they could take that next step, and they really don't know how. And that's a big connecting, a big disconnect from knowing where you are and knowing how to get to where you're going. So
Right.
mend that to show you that there is a road to that.
What I've observed is we're actually going a circle, because that which you mentioned was very popular in the 40s and 50s, especially everybody coming home from World War II, and the books that were available. And there were a lot of people that when they went, I mean, I'm not a fan of war, they went to war, came home and realized there were so many other things okay? You can't keep them on the farm once they've seen Gay Paris. Well, that has real meaning in the fact that we had a rural America before the war. And when these young men and women came home, having the good or bad experiences, they realized that there was more for them, but they would have to take that upon themselves to go out and do it. And there was a great resurgence in the late 40s and 50s. I grew up listening to these men playing pinochle at my parents' home, and drinking their can of Lucky Strike, not Lucky Strike, what was it, Pabst Blue Ribbon, and it was so much fun to listen to these men and women share their dreams, mastermind with each other, help each other, but almost all of them owned an autonomous personality.
Right.
In other words, they defined themselves, but yet they were open to listening. But at the bottom line, they still made their own decisions.
Right.
Okay, and that's the key. Today, I've noticed in the 80s and 90s, following the trade, if you want to say it, there's a lot of people who want to be like. Well, wanting to be like is not the road to happiness.
Absolutely.
Because you're never going to be like. I mean, you're never going to be like me, and I'm never going to be like you. However, we can share
and thank goodness,
concepts.
Right?
Yeah, thank goodness. I mean, I don't want anybody to, all of our children, none of them walk, talk, act, or do the same things I do or their mother does. We're autonomous people. We never directed our children to do anything. They decided what they wanted to do with their lives. And some of them stubbed their toe tremendously, realized that, the toe hurts for a little while and we can climb out of that. And I've noticed my grandchildren are following the direction of their parents too. So I see a resurgence of what I remember in the 40s and in the early 50s as I became an adult. So, and this blab thing just thrills me because of people like you, and you guys are doing a great job. And
we appreciate you, boy. We appreciate you because I know that, as I'm keep studying, I know when Andrew Carnegie, when he had his little personal development,
right,
he was selling.
I remember it well.
Right, when he was selling the records out, and these were just regular plain vinyl records that they were
right.
giving, letting people listen to. Personal development was not as big, but people wanted to become successful. I mean, here too, the same thing. I mean, we got a lot of platforms like Blab and Periscope, but there's a lot of trash on it. We understand that. But there's some good content. I mean, not good content. I'm sorry, Danielle. Good materials.
There's good information.
We have good material, really rich material. But motivate. Let me tell you something. Motivational speakers and books, they're going to constantly be in rotation as far as their value, because people read, don't apply, read, don't apply, read, don't apply.
It's self-help, instead of self-help.
So
that's very good. I like that.
Yeah. So it's just a cycle of us trying to break that and show you how, instead of just shoving a bunch of words down your throat and saying you can do it. No, we know you can do it. It's just you're stuck where you are, and you need to.
Right. The question is how, and how do
what you're doing here is the avenue. There may be the two of you or the three of you. I started podcasting when I was 11 years ago. I had a massive coronary and I had to change my activity level. So I became a bit more, I've always worked from home. I've never had a job. Well, I did 2 years ago. It was in my bucket list to actually have a job. So I did that for a year. The podcasting in a talk show format. Okay. In other words, you're not preaching. People are calling in and they're dialoguing with themselves. You're basically moderating and guiding and pointing. And I started one, obviously, the kind of same books that you did. But I read Think and Grow Rich in 1960, which set my lifestyle. Then I went back to Napoleon Hill's mentor, Charles Haanel, and I narrated that book and presented it around the country. I've given away thousands and thousands of copies. But then I went a step back to Orison Swett Marden, who was actually the mentor to Charles Haanel in the 1880s. And Orison was the founder of Success Magazine. That's how old the magazine is.
Wow.
So these thought processes are not brand new. Tony Robbins didn't invent a thing. What he did is he upscaled, modified, and put a showmanship slant to it.
Right.
Right.
And but
Packaged
the
it
interesting
differently.
thing is, in working with people individually, there have been a lot of people that have spent a lot of money with Tony Robbins and found out nothing was happening. And of course, you know the question I ask. Well, you have a lot of knowledge, but you've applied no action.
Right.
Right.
And
But
people
that's
are constantly spending money on information that is pretty much free all over the place. Napoleon Hill's books are free. Charles Hannell's books, we give them away daily from our publishing company, and Orison Swett Martin's domain. I'm narrating some more of his books, and they're going to be given away. You know, it's free. But the whole key to it is, and this is what the talk show did, because people would share how applying the book to their lives was creating positivity in their lives, increase as we call it.
Right.
And there's like 400 hours of this talk show that's available on iTunes. It's been there for years. I put the show on hiatus a couple of years ago. But that's the format you may want to consider. Now, here's what some of my clients are going to do. They're going to use Blab as a podcast, the two of you, okay? You go through the initial 5-10 minutes, then open it up to these people, then upload that onto iTunes, upload the MP3s.
Oh, we're
because there's still a
working on
lot
it.
of people that want to listen because they can't see. They're driving their cars, they're on their boat, they're out on the river fishing, but they still want to be pumped up, you know. So
Absolutely.
it's a great opportunity.
Right. We are actually working on progressing to different platforms. We do have the video versions. They are hidden on YouTube right now.
Good.
This is episode 8.
Great.
Great. So we want to, I think when we get to 10, then we can start doing things with audio. Some clips are going to come about to kind of advertise. So yeah, we're working on that. And we have found, I think, and I'm speaking for SJ, but I doubt that he'll disagree, that we found that the more we do this, the more awesome it is. You know, and when we have people, when we have people like you, and I get all crybaby emotional female, because when people like you come on and say you guys are doing a great job, it really touches me, because it's just confirmation and a constant reminder that we are actually doing the things that we're meant to do with living your purpose. We don't know where it's going to go. SJ listened to his voice and he called me up and said, listen, I want to do this thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a really great, he had no idea what the heck Blab was, never went on, never signed on, never anything, but he just kept hearing me and other people talk about it. And he said, let's do this. And I said, okay, let's just do it. You know what I mean? Because I listened to my voice and I said, that's a pretty good thing.
I gave you a comment when you were periscoping. We need to network.
We need to network.
Yeah,
We definitely
very good.
do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and stay the course. And I leave you with this thought that you already know, but maybe some people that might listen later don't understand, is that doing what you want to do well, and you are the only judge of doing it well. I mean, down deep inside, when we end the day and we kneel down and say thanks, we say, hey, I did a good job today, and we should do that daily. One thing that I've learned is I put very little on my plate in the morning so that I know that it's all consumed by noon, which allows me the freedom to expand the day, meet more people in my own venues. And the happiness in life comes from knowing daily you've done what you've told yourself you're going to do. Not what you told somebody else, not what you told the world. Because they really, I mean, I don't really give a squat what the world thinks, never have since I was a little boy, what they thought of me. It's irrelevant to my life. Now, I've had people say, well, what about relationships? Well, my wife and I both feel the same way. We have a lot of respect and love for each other, and we're a partnership. But I don't change my definite major purpose, and she doesn't change her definite major purpose because of anybody else. The reason we're married is we probably have the same definite major purpose. Does that make sense?
That's the best reason to be married.
Right. And you know, so anyway, again, keep it up. I'm going to run. We've been that this is a kind of a rainy day here on the Sacramento River in Northern California. And I just got back in from the river, taking the dog for a walk. And I'm going to curl up and we're going to have a little fresh tamales, 16 fresh tamales. And so I really appreciate it and keep it up and hope we hook up again. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Chuck. I've seen you around, but I've never seen you on camera. But I appreciate you joining us.
Well, I'm a lurker. See, I gotta.
I know.
Because that's how I learn. I'm putting together some blabs for clients. Specifically, and I want to have a good feeling about the platform first. I'll be doing a couple of blabs myself, but I've got about 4 companies that will put up effective blogs to help their niche clientele.
Right.
The whole world isn't going to want to listen to their blabs.
Right.
Anyway,
but we do appreciate you, and we do this every week at 6 o'clock Eastern time. So if you are on the West Coast, it'll be 3.
I'm on the West Coast. 3 o'clock.
3
and that's on Sunday, eh?
Yes, every Sunday.
Okay.
Every Sunday at the same time. The goal is to make sure that it's under Living Your Purpose. So we'll have it scheduled and things like that, so that you can subscribe and get the notifications. So thank you so much for joining us.
All right.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much. And it's funny because he's correct in what he's saying. I said a lot of these books. Okay.
Thank you.
A lot of these books are free. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. It's actually on YouTube. It's Audible. You can have it. You can read it. You listen to it on your on while you're at work or going to work.
I've done that.
Science of Getting Rich. That's by Wallace D. Wattles. That's also Audible. These books are available for free. There's no excuse. I mean, I like reading. Reading is fundamental, but I get it more when I listen. So I like the Audible thing. I like the Audible thing. But these are free. And so that shows me when people say, I've read that book. Oh, I've read that book. And you're like,
right, but what did you do?
What did you do? Why are you getting the same results? You're doing the same thing you don't want to do. What's up with this? So it tells me that we are in a situation in life where we just read, remember, and repeat. Read, remember, and repeat. And it has no direction to the heart. Listening is from the heart. You listen with your heart. So this platform I think is great because it allows you to know. We give you keys, we give you ideas, we give you ways of being able to be creative in order for you to, find your life purpose.
That's absolutely correct. And we are coming up on 1 hour. So I'm going to go off the record, but stick around. Because when we're off the record, that's when we kind of cut loose and relax, and we get to expand this conversation. So thank you all again so much for joining us here at Living Your Purpose. Again, my name is Danielle K. Anderson, also known as Danielle the VP. I'm going to keep my introduction short, but I am an interfaith minister, spiritual counselor, and coach, and it is my purpose to help you to find and walk in your own purpose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you now.
That was the short version.
Yes.
Okay, well, my name is SJ from Inner Soul Development. Inner Soul Development. I'm a personal life coach and transformational speaker. I am an innovator. I'm an influencer. I am a teacher. I'm a lover of all things great. And I help you get off your autopilot to your greatest self. I find that missing piece to your puzzle that you consider a hard life, which is not really hard. But I will help you get there and get to where you need to be.
Oh, let's tell the people where they can find us real quick. Please do follow Living Your Purpose at Living Your Purpose. It's at LYP Broadcast on Twitter. That's the only place we are right now, Twitter and Blab at LYP Broadcast. I am at Danielle the VP, and SJ is at SJ Development 15.
And also like my Facebook page, it's Inner Soul Development. Like it. And when you go on my website, innersouldevelopment.com, real quick, I do have a mailing list. I want you to join the mailing list so that I could give you emails on good things that you can derive and start your day with.
Fantastic. So join us again next week for episode 9 of Living Your Purpose. Same Blab time, same Blab channel, 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll see